On the Tuesday, Matron called him into her office. He played us the gymnopédies for the last time. Matron shut the door on those of us who still had eyes and ears and curious thoughts. The record played until the scratch halfway through the first side, and only then did Opa Louis slip from her office. His hands shook, as if he'd been electrocuted. He shut his gramophone in its pine box and asked us to gather near him so that he could take a pretend photograph of us. Matron had once said to Nurse Hilde that I looked like a Mongol troll, and that my small teeth had gaps like a parapet. I didn't care what I looked like just then. I lowered the wool scarf that I wore over my nose and mouth everywhere I went. I grinned for Opa Louis. Poof! He cried out, as if a flashbulb had really exploded. He tapped his temple. Here is the memory of all of you. That is how we go on. Go on. I thought that last go on was an order for us, but Emmi said it wasn't shouted at us like everyone else shouted at us, so why should we obey? Those of us who disobeyed Opa Louis' order to carry on were the ones I later dreamt of the most.
Rainor, wave goodbye,
Nurse Hilde said.
Children, hum the song.
When Opa Louis turned to leave, I took my photograph of him, with his black caracul cap, perched on his dark brown hair, and his face turned to the first ruddy ray of the morning sun. The light tinted his moist eyes with orange. Winter crept through the thin hospital window and made his tears fall as snowflakes. Our humming of the gymnopédies melted them again.
It's his joke.
Dieter, an older boy, struggled to laugh.
He is coming back, Rainor. This is Opa's farm.
The grey bus came for us at sunrise on the following Tuesday. Opa Louis had never missed a day with us before. Every Tuesday morning, we awoke to his buckets and brooms and his damp copies of the Frankfurter Zeitung, the only newspaper I ever saw him read. Nurse Hilde said that he had an ulcer as vengeful as Herr Stalin, but I knew that was a fib. Opa Louis had also never been sick. His stomach was lined with more steel than Herr Stalin had in all his tanks. That morning, all the other children rallied around Nurse Hilde for their ration of chocolates. I remained on my cot and longed to hear the falling rain in the gymnopédies one last time. Even then, at 13, I could tell last times, for my pocket watch had always stopped on them. When Fatih had brought me here, in his black Daimler, my watch had stopped at 9:07. That was our final minute together, 2 winters ago. My watch didn't start ticking again for 9 weeks.
I couldn't get you a chocolate, Rainor,
Emmi said, as she sat beside me.
Dieter snatched the last 2.